Welcome to Fox 23's Frigid, where we take a deep dive with a keen eye into cold cases across the state of Oklahoma. My name is Kaylie Cotten, and today I'm joined by Betty Davis, the mother of Peggy McGuire, a woman missing from Eufaula since 2015. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So as I just said, Peggy McGuire has been missing since November 2015. She was last seen dropping her son off at school and hasn't been heard from since. So before we get started on the case itself, I kind of just want to talk to you about Peggy and who she is.
Well, she's an outgoing person.
Mm-hmm.
She loved her animals. Her little boy was her life. She was always helping others.
Mm-hmm.
We were very close. It's been just so long, And
She had a son. Did she have more children or just?
No, just her one boy.
Mm-hmm. And how old was she at the time that?
She was 28, and he was 8 years old whenever she disappeared.
Mm-hmm. So it's reported that she was last seen or last heard from after dropping her son off at school. Who was the last person that spoke to Peggy?
My husband.
Mm.
He called her and talked with her. She was wanting a deck built on her home, and she had some tires that she put on her truck, and she gave the wheels and tires to her dad. And he called her up, and she's been wanting this deck built for a while. And he goes, she wouldn't take any money for the tires, and he goes, I'll build the deck for her.
No.
So he goes, he called her, and she was on her way home after dropping Ethan off at school. And he said, you get home, measure how big you want this deck, get back with me at the measurements. I'll figure the material, and we'll get on it. And she was very excited about it. So
that was the last conversation?
That was the last, and that was between 8:30ish, about 8:30ish whenever he called her, and she's already dropped him off and was heading home.
So that's where you guys believe she was going, was just heading straight home?
Yeah, she was going to head home and then get back. We never heard from her, and later, we met her. She was dating this one guy that worked out of Texas, and he spoke to her around 10 that morning, and he had to get off the phone, and he tried to call her back, but couldn't get through to her no more after that.
So when exactly was Peggy reported missing? Was it the same day? Or?
No, we didn't hear from her. There was a ball game that evening, on Monday evening, and
was this a ball game for her son?
No, for her nieces and nephews. Okay. And I'd always get Ethan also, and she was going to be there for the ball game. Well, she didn't make it. I figured she got busy, with work and all. And I tried calling her, and couldn't get through. So I'd left her text messages, and I go, well, I hope you're all right, And then Tuesday morning, because that was Monday, and then Tuesday morning, still haven't heard nothing from her. And I told my husband, go by her job and see if she's at work, because I haven't heard from her. And he didn't notice her. He drove through, didn't see her vehicle there. And then I just felt something. I couldn't get through to her, because usually Peggy, she calls me or, So Wednesday, that's when I reported her missing.
Mm-hmm. And what day was it that she went missing? Was that?
That was on the 15th, when the last time we heard from her.
Was that a Monday?
On a Monday.
Monday. So.
And I reported her missing on Wednesday.
So now it's been nearly 10 years since she was last seen. How has your family coped with this?
It's very hard
to
cope with this, especially when you don't know what happened to her. With the law enforcement stuff, they don't communicate with us. Just trying to get them involved or to find out if anything's said, they don't get back with me. I've been.
So you feel like you've kind of been in limbo.
Yeah, it's been that way for years.
What law enforcement agencies are working on Peggy's case?
Well, when she first come up missing, I report her missing McIntosh County.
Mm.
We wanted the OSBI to get involved. Well, they didn't want the OSBI involved at first.
Mm.
And we got hold of the state representative and blew their phone up. And then they came in after almost a month. She was missing. And then later, just within a few years, Lighthorse got involved. I still haven't talked with them. I've left messages with them to see what's going on, if they could come in, and they haven't interviewed us. They haven't talked to us.
Was Peggy married at the time of her disappearance?
She never married him.
And she was just him as in Ethan's dad?
Yeah.
Okay. And then was she living on her own, or was she living with anybody?
He was working on a pipeline, and they've been separated for 2
Ethan's
years.
Dad. Okay.
And he come in. He stayed with the grandparents that lived down the road. Well, he was being there for Ethan, being more involved with Ethan, because we always had him. And she started letting him see him on the weekends. And then it got to where she was pulling the doubles and night shifts, and Ethan was going to school. And he decided just, instead of disturbing his rest, he just come and stay there on the weekend. And when she come in Sunday.
At Peggy's home?
Yeah, at Peggy's home. And it got to where he wouldn't leave no more.
So at the time, it was her home, but was he staying with her at the time of her disappearance? On
his own choice, because he wouldn't get leave.
Okay.
He was in a room, another room, because he was.
But he was residing there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But they weren't.
They weren't together.
No, they weren't
he was staying there. Okay.
She was dating and doing her thing.
Okay. And you said she had a boyfriend at the time.
Yes.
Okay. Did police ever talk to him?
Yes. He was working out of Texas, during all this time, and when they got hold of him, he come in from Texas, and they interviewed him a few times.
What about Peggy's ex, Ethan's father? Did they speak to him?
I don't know if they have. I really don't, because they wouldn't let me know nothing, because the man didn't even look for her. Wasn't even there when we was searching for her.
So he's staying with her. It's the father of her child. And you don't know if they interviewed him, if police did, law enforcement. Was he or the boyfriend or anybody else ever named a person of interest in her disappearance?
No, just him.
Just Ethan's father.
He was the only one that we were told that he was a person of interest.
Okay. And then you said they kind of just had an arrangement. Did they have any kind of custody, like legal custody arrangement?
No. Okay. Because as time went by after Peggy disappeared and stuff, and the little boy got placed in foster care, he had to get a DNA to prove he was the father. And he went through parenting and domestic abuse and all that, and counseling through the courts to get the little boy.
So Peggy and her ex were no longer together, though they were living together at the time. What was their relationship like when they were together?
Chaotic. They couldn't get along.
Was there ever a history of violence or anything?
Yes.
There was? Okay.
Yes.
Was it on both sides, or was it...
And she stood her ground. She was more braver when she was around us. She would talk ugly towards them, because she was around us.
Yeah.
And I've seen, evidence of the abuse and physical marks, everything, and his verbal. I've heard how he talks to her.
Seems very volatile, their relationship with one another.
Yeah, it was very toxic.
Did she have a lot of friends? Was she a people person?
Yes, of course.
Did they ever, do you know if police ever spoke to any of her friends?
Yes.
They did?
Yes, and they let them know everything, about what was going on with their relationship, too.
So the friends also backed up the claim
Friends seen it. There's
that
a lot of stuff.
There was violence and toxicity between the two.
Always.
Okay. All right. The largest piece of evidence that was found regarding Peggy's case, at least that was located and reported by law enforcement, was security video. Investigators believe showing Peggy's truck outside of a bar in Eufaula, and this was
on a rural dirt road.
Just before like 6 a.m. In the video, the truck pulled into the parking lot of the bar. The driver parked the truck, got out, and walked away.
Mm-hmm.
Did police at the time believe that the driver, obviously it was Peggy's truck, but did they believe the driver was Peggy in the video?
No.
Okay. So they believe it was someone else driving the truck. Did they have any reason to believe something bad had happened to Peggy at the time?
Well, they act like, well, maybe she just decided to leave. Why would she leave? Her little boy and her family.
So they did not suspect any foul play at the time?
Not at the time.
Okay. What about now?
Yes.
So they believe it is have they named it a homicide investigation specifically?
Well, personally, I don't know because they don't talk to me.
Okay. So right now, as far as you know, it's still just a missing persons case?
Yes, because no one talks to me.
So they never believed she was taken or harmed at the time, even though somebody else was driving her truck in that security video?
It took OSBI to come in, and they figured that's what happened.
So OSBI eventually got involved.
Yeah, the McIntosh County never has stated that to me, only OSBI.
Have you seen that video?
No.
Or were you just told about it?
Oh, about the video?
Yeah, the security video.
Yes, we've seen it. We personally seen it. It was on a big screen, and you could tell it was the guy. He had a hoodie on, and the truck come in and went face back, and lights flashed like he locked it, and it was raining, and he just put his hands and he just went walking down the road going back.
So he didn't go into the bar. He just walked down the road.
No.
Okay. How absolutely odd.
Yeah.
And
very odd.
Yeah.
But
also, if somebody's running away, wouldn't they take their vehicle?
The little lady, the neighbor down from there, she's a bus driver, and my husband, when we went the next day looking, and he went by talking to him, and she goes to her bus route early in the morning, and this person that she seen walking down the road, and when she was coming close to him, he jumps over in the weeds. In the ditch.
So she believes she saw the person that dropped off Peggy's truck.
But she's deceased now, bless her heart. Yeah.
So you've told us before, but before we continue, I just kind of want to clarify for listeners. Do you believe Peggy is alive?
No.
No. Why do you think that?
I know my Peggy ain't alive. Because if she was, she'd be here with us. And her little boy.
Mm-hmm. She would have fought tooth and nail to come
back.
Yes. Yeah. And nobody's been legally implicated for Peggy's disappearance, but do you believe someone out there knows exactly where Peggy is?
Yes.
What would you say to them if they were watching or listening?
I say, if you have any heart, any I'm just trying to think of the right word to say, got a heart, just please, just let somebody know where she's at so we can have some closure. Any moral anything. Mm-hmm. Think of the little boy. Think of how it's been.
Mm-hmm. Now, her son is he 17?
He's 18 now.
Mm-hmm. What does he think happened to his mom? You don't want to say anything. Yeah. That's okay.
He don't really want to talk a lot about his mother, but it's just stuff that he's been told to. Mm-hmm. He was a small child.
Right.
But he does miss his mother a lot.
I bet. Yeah. So Betty, what we don't want to talk about necessarily what Ethan might think happened to his mom. And of course he was young, so he might have been influenced one way or another or heard things from, reports or family or friends or whatever. But what do you think happened to Peggy?
I think she was harmed. Mm-hmm. They got rid of her.
Whoever hurt her got rid of her.
Yeah, they got rid of her, yes.
So do you think that she will ever be found?
I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm. Do you think she will be found here?
I don't know.
Because you just have no idea what could have happened.
I just hope that, maybe someone will come across and find evidence of something other. And, always, whenever they find other cases, like they found bones or, and I always think, it's possibly my Peggy.
Yeah. Did they ever search the truck for evidence?
Well, they said they did.
Mm-hmm.
They searched the truck, but, there's really nothing ever come of that.
Who got the truck after it was...
They impounded the truck, and then they took it, she owed on it, and after a few months, it went back to the company that it was repoed and went back to them.
So they found no evidence, as far as they know, inside that truck, and now
they didn't
now
really
gone.
do forensics on the inside of the vehicle at all.
You don't believe so?
No, I can tell they didn't.
Did you personally look through the truck?
Yes,
afterwards?
whenever they called us and told us to come get whatever personal belongings that was in her truck. It just sat out there in the back in the weather in a fenced-in area by the sheriff's department, and they didn't have forensics or anything that went in and did whatever. I know that her old phone, iPhone she had, because she got her the newer one, 10 days prior, and the old one was still in the back. And then I recall there was like a little notebook folder in the window. Don't ever know what happened to that, because when the truck was dropped off there at this ice house there on the rural road there, it was locked. No one can get in.
Yeah.
So.
Were there ever searches done for Peggy by law enforcement?
No. The family and volunteers, we searched.
But none that you can remember?
The law enforcement never searched for her. They had no probable cause. They didn't know, her...
Where to start.
Yeah, where to start. And that's the exact words they said. And I said her home, because that's where she was, at home.
So you believe she was at home when she was taken or something?
Because it showed, prior phone records that she was pinging from that tower.
Oh,
and
like where her home would be.
when her phone went off the grid was around 10-something in the morning.
So right after she got off the phone, most likely with that boyfriend that was in Texas. Yeah. If that's the case, were there any signs of like an intruder? Were there any signs of forcible entry into the home?
We couldn't, whenever we went after me and my husband, we couldn't tell, and if anyone, come in and, because the door was open, we just went right in.
So
looking
if the
for
door,
Peggy.
I was like, if the door wasn't kicked in, if there was no broken glass.
Nothing like that.
Okay. I'm curious what have law enforcement told you about Peggy's case? Like, what do you know from law enforcement versus what you don't?
Nothing.
So everything you found out regarding Peggy's case has been your own.
Yes. They have never told me nothing, really.
When's the last time you've spoken to OSBI, Lighthorse, whoever's on her case?
Lighthorse, I've left messages when I found out that they were involved in the case 2 or 3 years ago when they got involved, a couple of years ago. They've never spoke with me, never heard from them. Only one I've heard from is that one gentleman.
Oh, Muscogee?
Yeah, I only heard from him. And he's even had come up against walls with OSBI and, so forth. So
yeah, and Muscogee is a part of search and rescue.
Yes.
Yes. And he helps.
We met him people a couple years ago at the Oklahoma Missing Persons event that they have yearly.
Yeah. And that's when he became involved.
Yes. Yes.
I am also curious. I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. I know personally, when I told my family which we've talked about, who are all from Muscogee, Oklahoma area, that I was looking into cold cases, the first name that came out was Peggy.
Oh.
So people are definitely interested in your daughter's case, and they want to help, and they want her name out there, and whether they knew her personally or not. And so in this scenario, you never want people to know, know her name for this reason, right? But how does it feel knowing people you've never met want to find Peggy and bring comfort to you and your family?
It makes me feel so good that people care. There is people out there that do care. And Amy, if I was in, if I was them, I'd be out there trying to help them too. I want to thank them with all the bottom of my heart of everything. People are really helping out a lot, opening up, talking about her.
I mean, it seems that people really do care about Peggy, and they want justice for your family. Once, like we talked about, the McGirt decision took place. Her case was moved to tribal law enforcement. And early last year, I believe, I want to say like February, the Muscogee County Sheriff's Office and Muscogee Creek Nation Lighthorse Police did a search in a pond in Oklahoma after a tip came through. The tip actually came through to our station.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
So somebody called our station and said that they believed Peggy could have been wrapped in wire and put in this pond.
And cinder blocks put on top. Well.
So we reached out to law enforcement to let them know we got this tip because they said they hadn't. And, and then a search ensued. When you heard that this search was happening, did you go out there?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did it make you feel that, when you heard this tip come through?
Hope, but in my heart I knew my Peggy wasn't there.
Really?
And I go, well, maybe it's someone else's loved one that's laying in there, but they had issues with the search. The ground was so wet, and the machinery they were using, to try to grab hold of the bricks or the blocks that they were pulling out, they were getting stuck. They were pumping out the water, and they ended up flooding other people's yards. So they had to put the search on hold. They still haven't went out and completed the search.
So as far as you know, they haven't.
And they've never completed it, no.
But you said just now that you don't think she's there.
No, I don't think.
Why is that?
Because it's a community right there, a bunch of homes and stuff right there around. Why would my daughter be stuck in a pond out there when she wasn't from that area? And I mean, that's just odd.
Does your family have any connection to people in Oklahoma or that community at all?
No.
Did Creek Nation or anybody besides the tip ever think, oh, yeah, she could be in Oklahoma, that makes sense? Or were they also questioning?
Well, this gentleman that gave that information, they gave him a hard time a year or two before that because he was been telling them that. And, he was a past drug user. And
as far as what we were told at the station, he was, and he had moved, I think, to California at this point, and he had gotten clean, so he said, and this was weighing on him. He had learned it from somebody.
Yes, someone told him it was,
and it was weighing on him, and he felt like, he didn't want that on his chest anymore, and to know that, and so he sent in this tip. Even that being said, you still don't believe it's Peggy.
No.
If somebody is found there.
Early on, there's another pond that we were told over towards Longtown, but McIntosh County didn't want to get involved in that. Told that she was stuck in a barrel and put in this pond over towards Longtown by Pixie Woods. And then we hear of another pond there close to her home, that this pond that they worked on, and that she was put in that pond. It's just, they didn't search them.
Are there any questions you've asked law enforcement that have been left unanswered, even to this day?
Yeah, what are they doing? What have they found out?
What are they currently doing?
Yeah, what are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
That's.
And I don't think we might have skipped this one, but have you talked to OSBI recently? Because they're now on the case, right?
I haven't talked to them.
At all?
Haven't talked to them in a while.
In a while.
Yeah.
So you have no idea what law enforcement is doing currently for your daughter's case?
None whatsoever.
What was the most recent search that you guys have done besides that pond?
We searched everywhere from our home,
Mm-hmm.
all around Stidham, Lena area.
Mm-hmm.
And we had permission by landowners too. And just.
That's hard.
I go out there. I have a sign that I put on the corner there on the four-way section there, and Stidham's just a little rural area.
Mm-hmm.
And it's her home's down the road, almost a half a mile.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard going out there.
It weighs on you.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this before, but there's a whole different level of anxiety that you get blessed with when you become a mother.
Yeah.
And you never want to believe
Never would imagine this.
Something like this would happen, but there's always that fear.
She was my blessing.
Hold.
She was my miracle baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She was born on Thanksgiving. I lost 2 babies before her, and I go, well, I'm going to try one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord gave me her on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And she had the deepest dimples. And I always told her that she was blessed. The angels touched her.
Oh, Peggy deserves justice.
Yes, she does.
Mm-hmm. And you deserve answers.
I thank you guys for what you're doing.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. What have I not asked about Peggy's case that you think people should know?
Well, I want to say this.
Mm-hmm.
That when I feel like that when there's a person that is missing, with all the domestic abuse and stuff that goes on, homicides, I think the law enforcement needs to get involved a little bit more than what they do. They need to, I don't know if they need more officials that work on just that or what, because McIntosh County don't do that. So.
You feel left in the dark.
Yes.
And you feel like Peggy's case is forgotten.
Yes, I really do.
Yeah. Well, it's not. And we're going to keep her name out there.
Thank you.
Because she deserves to come home.
Yeah,
and you deserve answers. Her son deserves answers. He shouldn't have to speculate what happened to his mom. He should know. And she should.
He's a senior this year.
And it's
not fair. She's missed out on a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have any information on Peggy's whereabouts or what happened to her, you can call the Muscogee Nation Lighthorse Police Department at 918-732-7800 or the FBI at 918-687-7500. Thank you, Betty, for being here.
Thank you, Miss Kaylie, for having me.
Absolutely.
You guys are wonderful.